Hello everyone. So we have started off with art history. We have done fine arts from class 11th. We will soon be starting up with fine arts from class 12th. And we have done some extra readings. A couple of books on temple architecture or like basic architecture in India for the past 5,000 years, which was basically given by the government of broadcasting and information department. We have done that. We saw Indian temple architecture an through a lens of eroticism. That was interesting. I have personally read an approach book guide on Ajanta Ellora, so I would recommend you to do that. And then there's another book that we completed that by approach guide as well. It was on Khajuraho, so it gave off a little about what tantric Hindu, tantricism is, etc. That was interesting. But see, there is no point if we are not really doing questions from past year. Like lot of people would say, like it's best to do questions from past year so that you know what is important and where you are supposed to head towards. So this is exactly what we'll be doing. There are like in total 13 slides for ancient history. Right. So ancient history has some topics like cave temple architecture. We can do this. There is Buddhism, Jainism, there's Gupta period, there's Mauryan, Vedic age, others, Indus Valley civilization, Mahajanpata, Magadha Empire, Southern Dynasty, postmodern regional timelines. So let's see. Uh, is there a one by one we'll be doing all these topics. I mean, I won't be able to help out with each and every question, but let's see. So, the statue of Gomateshwara at Sarva Belagaon was built by. We have read about Gomateshwara as a Jaina. Um, Chandragupta Maurya, no. Kharavela, I'm not sure about this. Amog Varsha, I'm not sure. What does it have to say? Bahubali, also called Gomateshwara, was an arihant. According to Jainism, he was one of the 100 sons of the first Tirthankara, Rishabha, and the king of Podanpur. A monolithic statue of Bahubali, referred to as Gomateshwara, built by Ganga dynasty minister and commander Chamundaraya, interesting, is a 60 feet meter monolithic statue situated above a hill in Sharvan Gola in Hassan district of Karnataka. Okay, we did read about Gomteshwara, so at least we know that it's a Jaina statue. We might not know what its history is, and which is why we should be solving questions. We also read about him in the NCRT, I believe. We know it is in Karnataka. We've also read that it was built by the Ganga dynasty. ये जो Southern dynasty वाला जो Department of Information Broadcasting ने provide किया है उसमें they have quickly mentioned. And also in the 5,000 years of Indian architecture, and over there also it has been mentioned. So it's not very foreign to us since we have been doing these questions. In the Gandhara sculpture, Gandhara is inspired by the Bactria Empire, which was Afghanistan. No, sorry, Gandhara is in Pakistan. Right. It has been inspired by the Greek Hellenistic style indeed, but it's not exactly Afghanistan, it's Pakistan. In the Gandhara sculptures, the preaching mudra associated with Buddha's first sermon, Sarnath, is Dhyana, Dharma, Chakra, Bhumispara, Abhya. Okay, it's not very foreign to us. Dharma Chakra is teaching, so probably Dharma Chakra. Let's see. Yes, right. In the Gandhara sculpture, the preaching mudra associated with Buddha's first sermon at Sarnath is typically depicted as Dharma Chakra mudra. I'll show you what a Dharma Chakra Mudra looks like. Dharma Chakra Mudra. Okay, these questions are getting interested since, look, it's in the it's like indicating a shape of the wheel. This one, look, you can just draw a circle through both of these hands, and like it refers to teachings that were given, the first sermon of Buddha at Sarnath, and it's also like represented by a wheel, plus there will be two deer sitting um, on either side of the chakra. I'll show you a deer. Look at this. This is the wheel. These are the two deers. This one. All right. Um, Typically depicted as Dharma Chakra Mudra, the Dharma Chakra Mudra is commonly referred to as the turning the wheel of the Dharma gesture. In this mudra, the Buddha is shown holding his right hand uh, up with the thumb and index finger forming a circle or wheel, while the other fingers are extended. The gesture symbolizes the Buddha's teaching and turning of the wheel of Dharma, representing dissemination of his teachings to his disciples in the world. The mudra signifies the Buddha's first sermon at Sarnath, where he preaches the Four Noble Truths and expounded the Eightfold Path, establishing the foundation of Buddhism. The Gandhara sculpture characterized by their Greco-Buddhist artistic style. See, I told you about this before. Often depicted the Buddha in various mudras, including Dharma Chakra Mudra, to convey important aspects of his teaching and significant events in his life. So it's a very easy question. Not much mind has to be given. The name of the poet Kalidasa is mentioned in. Ehol is related to Durga, so I'm not sure. Allahabad pillar inscription, possibly. Alapadu grant, not sure. Hunamakonda inscription. Kalidasa was firstly a Sanskrit poet, so I think Allahabad pillar, I'm not sure. No. Ehol is also Ehol inscription. That's quite interesting. Kalidasa, a renowned classical writer, is widely regarded as the greatest poet and dramatist in Sanskrit language. His name is not mentioned in the Allahabad pillar inscription. Alright, I didn't know about this. I just know about Kalidasa. Alapadu grant or Hanumokonda inscription. The name of Kalidasa is indeed mentioned in the Ehol inscription. We should be reading a book on Ehol in that matter, in that case, which was written by Ravi Kirti, the court poet of Chalukya king Pulakesin II. The inscription in Sanskrit and Kannada celebrates the victory of the king and also mentions the great poets. Hence, the correct answer is Ehol inscription. This is so deep. Okay. Interesting. Like, the cave, they're Buddhist, Jaina, everything. It's everything. The caves and rock cut temples at Ellora are Hindu, Buddhist, and Jain. Ellora is archaeological site. It's located in the Aurangabad district of Maharashtra, India. It is renowned for its impressive collection of rock cut caves and temples that were carved out of Chandrani Hills during the 6th and the 10th century CE. I didn't know its name was Chandrani Hills. The site comprises a total of 34 caves which are numbered sequentially. These caves represent a diverse range of religions and artistic traditions. Cave 1 to 12 are predominantly Buddhist in nature and were created between 5th and 6th century CE. These caves include monasteries, viharas, the prayer halls or the chaityas adorned with intricate sculptures and decorative motifs. Caves 13 to 29 are dedicated to Hindu deities and were constructed between 7th and 9th century CE. These Hindu caves features elaborately carved shrines, mandapa, and sculptures representing various Hindu gods and goddesses. Cave 30 to 34 are Jaina caves built between 9th and 10th century CE. These were showcased Jaina temple monasteries and statues of Jain Tirthankaras. The Ellora gave a remarkable testament to the religious and artistic diversity of ancient India with representations of Buddhism, Hinduism, and Jainism all present at the site. Very interesting. Okay. The Nagara, Dravida, and Vesara are these are temple. Three main racial groups of Indian subcontinent. No. The three main linguistic division into the languages of India can be classified. No. The three main temple. Yes, Indian art temple style. Okay. The three main musical gharana prevalent in India. I'm not sure. It's temple architecture. Easy. Hai. The correct answer is option 3, the three main styles of Indian temple architecture. See, once you have read a lot, or like you're somewhere, or you're just getting like cues, what is what, it is when you can like assure that it is a good time um, to just check the questions out. So you're not entirely lost. Okay, I will be following the timeline using this. Alright. The Nagara style of temple architecture is predominantly found in northern India. It is characterized by curvilinear shapes with a high and prominently carved tower called the Shikara. The Shikara gradually tapers towards the top and is often adorned with intricate sculptures of deities, celestial beings, and mythological figures. The Nagara temple typically have a square or rectangular base and features multiple entranceway. The Dravida style of temple architecture is primarily found in southern part of India, particularly in states of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. This style is characterized by its own towering gopuram, monumental gateway, with the intricate carvings and sculptures. The gopuram are often multi-storied and serves as the main entrance to the temple complex. The Dravida temple usually have a pyramidal or stepped tower known as Vimana, which is the main sanctum housing the deity. The Vesara style of the temple architecture is a combination of Nagara and Dravida styles and emerged in central India. It incorporates elements from both styles. It's characterized by a blend of curvilinear and rectilinear features. Vesara temple often have a square or rectangular plan with smaller tower compared to Nagara style. They feature elements like shikara and gopuram, as well as intricately carved pillars and sculptures. These styles of Indian temple architecture have distinct regional and historical influences. They showcase the diversity and evolution of architectural tradition across different parts of India. It's important to note that the classification of Indian temple architecture into these styles is based on the prevalent features and characteristics observed in the temple rather than racial group, linguistic divisions, or musical gharanas. Okay, fine. Very interesting. It's easy. Which of the following sculptures invariably use green schist as medium? Is it the Gandhara or Mathura? Mathura could be Gandhara. Okay, I got confused. But see, these are not very new to me. I like I don't feel the anxiety before solving the questions because I have a sense of familiarity. I know what Gandhara is, what Mathura is, maybe not the specific cities, and we need to work on these eventually. The correct answer is option 4, Gandhara sculpture. The Gandhara sculpture were predominantly created using green schist as the medium. Green schist is a type of metamorphic rock. For its green color and fine grained texture, it was abundantly available in the Gandhara region, which encompassed parts of the present day Pakistan and Afghanistan. Gandhara art flourished during the Kushan Empire, first in the 4th century CE, and blended elements of the Greek, Roman, Persian, and Indian styles. The sculpture produced during this period were characterized by their realistic depiction of human form, often featuring Buddha or Bodhisattva as the central subject. The use of green schist in uh, Gandhara sculpture. Let's just even see what it looks like. This is the green schist. Buddha. Alright. was not merely a matter of aesthetics but also practical significance. Green schist is relatively soft and easily carvable stone, making it ideal for sculpting intricate details. Sculptors could achieve fine facial features, delicately drapery, and elaborate ornamentation with relatively ease using this material. This was mentioned in the NCRT also. The color of green schist is played a role in the choice of medium. The natural green hue of the stone complemented the delicate features of the sculptures and added a sense of vitality to the figure. It is important to know that not all Gandhara sculptures were made exclusively of green schist, as other material like stucco, clay, even bronze were occasionally used. However, the green schist was the more commonly employed medium in the Gandhara art. In contrast, the other options listed have different mediums associated with their sculpture. Mauryan sculptures, Maurya Empire 322 to 185 BC in ancient India under the influence of Emperor Ashoka produced sculptures primarily made of stone such as sandstone or granite rather than green schist. Mathura sculpture is in a city in present-day Uttar Pradesh, India, was known for its rich sculptural tradition. The sculptures from Mathura were typically made of red sandstone, terracotta, or bronze rather than green schist. The Bharat sculptures, Bharat is in Madhya Pradesh, an ancient site in present-day Madhya Pradesh, India, is famous for its early Buddhist stupa. The sculpture from Bharat were primarily made of sandstone and displayed distinct regional styles, but the green schist was not predominantly medium used there. To summarize, the sculptures that invariably used green schist as the medium are associated with option Gandhara sculpture. The availability of green schist in the region is its suitability to intricate carvings and aesthetics appeal to of its natural green color are all attributed to the widespread use in Gandhara art. Okay, this is something very new. I don't know. Match the following. This looks interesting. Okay, back in the day, the questions used to be Gupta, Chandela, Chalukya. Chalukya are of Badami. Option 3 is A. Okay, we are left with these. Chandela is related to Khajuraho. Option C. Second is C. This one, Gupta is Deogarh. I didn't know that. And Pannamalai is Pallava. See, it's very easy. If you know like 2 or 3, well, you can solve it. The question is mashing type question, which you have to correctly associate with the dynastic rule of ancient India with respect of capital location. Gupta Empire with Deogarh, Chandela dynasty with Khajuraho, Chalukya dynasty with Badami, Pallava dynasty with Pannamalai. Yeah, we solved it. It wasn't that tough. Which one of the following was a cooperation of merchants in ancient India? I can't. Ashta Dikgaja, Chatur Vedi Mangalam Parishad. Parishad doesn't. Manigrama. It's related to village. I don't know. Ashta. No? I have no idea what it means. Chatur Vedi Mangalam. Since I do not understand any South Indian language, so I believe that's a drawback. The term refers to that particular type of village or habitation in ancient India which was usually inhabited by the followers of the 4 Vedas, Chatur Vedi Mangalam, and was not cooperation of merchant. Parishad in ancient India is referred to as a type of assembly or council, often associated with governance or decision making within community or kingdom, not a merchant corporation. Ashtatika Gaja. The term has a mythical religious connotation in ancient India. It refers to 8 elephants that, according to Hindu mythology, hold up the universe. This term has no direct connection with the trade of merchant. Money grammar. This was indeed a cooperation of merchants in ancient India. Money grammar functioned like a guild and was organized of traders, often operating within specific business or industry. They were quite prevalent in ancient India, facilitating commerce and trade. I had no idea. The Badami rock inscription of Pulakesin is dated in the Saka year 465. If the same were to be dated in the Vikrama Vrata, the year would be calendar. Hindu calendar is another thing. Hindu calendar. I just need to know when Pulakesin was there. Badami rock. I'll still take it as 600. Yeah, because I understand like during which time they must be in. The Seka era in historical calendar era is based on the epoch of traditional Indian calendar. This year starts in 78 AD. The Vikrama Vrata is another historical calendar era used in Indian subcontinent. Its epoch or year 0 is 58 BC. When converting Saka 565 to Vikrama Sambat, one must add 136 years, 58 plus 78 AD. So it is when you add 136. Just Vikrama Vrata year. 136 years you need to add. 300. I just know when Badami or the Chalukya dynasty was in 330 is incorrect for the same reason. Alright. I solved it purely through logic because I didn't know. The Gandhara school of art bears the mark of Hellenistic influence. True. Hinayana form was influenced by the art. Is it? Hinayana, it's like no. Hinayana is like a sect of Buddhism. The assertion that Gandhara school of art exhibits Hellenistic influences is true. Gandhara art, which emerged in the present day Pakistan and Afghanistan, incorporates a blend of Indian natives, Persian, Greco-Roman artistic influences. The style flourished during the period of Greco-Bactrian rule and under the Kushan Empire and often depicted Buddhist themes. However, the reason given that the Himalaya form was influenced by Gandhara art is not accurate. Hinayana, often referred to as Theravada, is a branch of Buddhism, not a form of art. While they may have some mutual influence between Gandhara and Buddhist thought, it's not accurate to claim that the Hinayana form of Buddhism was directly influenced by Gandhara art. Thus, option 3A is true, R is false. Nice. Cool. The questions are not Hoysala monuments are found in Helibed and Belur. Okay, so I can see that doing extra reading has bared me results. It's very fruitful to me. It's super fruitful to me. Helibed and Belur are historic sites located in the Hassan district of Karnataka, India. These sites are known for the exquisite Hoysala architecture, which flourished during the Hoysala Empire in the 12th and the 13th century. The temples of Helibed and Belur are renowned for the intricate carvings, beautiful sculptures, and intricate architectural detail, showcasing the artistic and architectural excellence of Hoysala dynasty. Therefore, the correct answer is Helibed and Belur. Which one of the following? So we are heading towards the right direction, which means जितना आप गवर्नमेंट के सोर्सेस पढ़ोगे उतना you will be able to solve better. Which one of the following pairs correctly painted grey ware Kushan's Gandhara school? This is correct. Mughals are not related to Ajanta. Marathas Pahadi school, Kushan's only. The Kushan's Gandhara school. The Kushan Empire, which existed from 1st and the 3rd century CE in the region of the present-day Afghanistan, Pakistan and northern India, was known for its patronage for the Gandhara school of art. The Gandhara school of art flourished in the Gandhara region, modern-day Pakistan and Afghanistan during the Kushan period. It was heavily influenced by Hellenistic and Roman artistic styles and produced iconic sculptures and reliefs depicting Buddhist themes. The other pairs mentioned are not correctly matched. Harappan civilization is associated with the Indus Valley civilization, which thrived around 2600 to 1900 BCE in the region of the present day Pakistan and Western India. See, I do not even have an urge to make notes because I understand it so well. The painted graveware is associated with a later Vedic period, around 1000 to 600 BC, and is not related to the Harappan civilization. The Mughal were a dynasty that ruled much of the Indian subcontinent from the 16th and the 19th century. They were not associated with the Ajanta paintings. The Ajanta cave, located in Maharashtra, India, are renowned for their ancient Buddhist rock cut paintings and sculptures that date back to the 2nd century BCE and 6th century CE. The Marathas were prominent regional power in the Western India during the 17th and the 18th century. They were not associated with Pahadi school of paintings. The Pahadi school of paintings refers to a style of miniature painting that developed in the hilly regions of Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, and Uttarakhand in northern India. Okay, this was. Now I feel confident about it. Because I've read well. There are two examples of cave paintings of Gupta period in ancient India. One of the paintings of Ajanta caves, where a surviving example in the Ellora what Ajanta caves. It could be Nasik, Ellora, Bhag. I couldn't solve this. Haven't read it well. The other surviving example of the Gupta paintings is the Bagh caves in the Madhya Pradesh, India. The Bagh caves are a group of 9 rock cut monuments. So we need to read up on more rock cut located in the town of Bagh in Dhar district of Madhya Pradesh. I think this was mentioned in NCRT. I overlooked it. The caves are believed to have been excavated between 4th and 6th centuries AD during the Gupta period. The Bagh caves contain some of the earliest surviving examples of wall paintings in India, which are believed to have been created during the late Gupta period. The paintings are in style similar to those found in Ajanta caves and depict the scenes from the life of Buddha as well as religious and secular subjects. Therefore, the correct answer is Bagh caves. I don't know this one. The India maintained early cultural contacts with Southeast Asia across Bay of Bengal for preeminence of early maritime history of Bay of Bengal. Which of the following could be most convincing explanation? As compared to other countries, India had a better shipbuilding technology in ancient medieval times. The rulers of India patronized traders, Brahmin priests, and Buddhist monks in this context. Yeah, monsoon wind across Bay of Bengal facilitated. Not really. Both A and B. Yeah, then this. No? I'm not sure. Shipbuilding technology was superior to that of other countries in ancient and medieval times. While India was known for its shipbuilding expertise, this alone doesn't convincingly explain early cultural contacts and trade links with Southeast Asia. Rulers of South India actively supported the traders, Brahmin priests, and Buddhist monks. Yeah, the suggestion does have a standing as patronage could foster cultural and trade links, but the question specifically asks for convincing explanation related to Bay of Bengal's maritime history. It's scientific. Monsoon winds across Bay of Bengal facilitated sea voyage. This is the most convincing explanation, as monsoon winds play a crucial role in facilitating maritime travel, allowing for easier and swifter passage across the Bay of Bengal. This enabled India to maintain its cultural and trade connections in Southeast Asia. Alright. Can't debate this. Dagara, Dravida, Visara. This has been repeated because this was earlier asked. It's same question repeated. I won't be reading through it. Okay, I didn't know. Wait, Chalukyan style developed in the Deccan region. Curved profile like Nagara style, but multiple tiers like Torpedo. The main hall of the temple is rectangular and clean and square, surrounded by subsidiary shrines. Alright, a little bit of explanation is given more. Um, with reference to history of Indian rock cut architecture, consider the following statement. Caves at Badami are the oldest surviving of rock cut caves. No. There is Ajanta. The Barabar rock caves were originally made for Ajavikas by Emperor Chandragupta Maurya. Third is right. Not sure about Barabar. The caves at Badami are not the oldest surviving rock cut caves in India. The earliest rock cut caves are the Barabar Hills. Barabar rock cut were indeed made for Ajavikas, but they were not made by Emperor Chandragupta Maurya. They were made by Ashoka, his grandson, in 3rd century. The caves at Ellora were indeed made for different faiths, including Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism. Alright, it was a close save, let's say. The questions are getting a little bit more complicated, but these are certainly doable. We are getting to somewhere, right? In the context of the cultural history of India, a pose dance called Tribhanga, it's the S shape, no? Like the body structure keeps on changing, shifting 3 times, has been a favorite Indian artist from ancient times till today. Which of the statement best describes? One leg is bent and the body is slightly but oppositely curved at waist and neck. Facial expression, the body face movement are used to conserve and tell a story. This one. This is easy. Now this is getting, one leg is bent and the body is slightly but oppositely carved at the waist and the neck. The Tribhanga pose is a characteristic pose in the Indian classical dance forms where the body is gracefully curved at the waist and neck, creating S-like shape. See, I just said one leg is bent while the other leg carries the body's weight. The pose is known for its aesthetic beauty and is often used to depict various emotions and expressions in the dance and dramatist performance. So yes, uh, mural paintings, Ajanta, sure. Sachi Stupa, no. Lepakshi 1 and 2 could be. I am not sure about Lepakshi, but I've heard of the name before. 1 and 2. Yeah. People are not even able to solve these basic questions, that means. I didn't read much, just the class 11th fine arts book. That was more than enough. Ajanta caves are renowned for its stunning mural paintings, as mentioned earlier. Lepakshi temple, located in Andhra Pradesh, is famous for its intricate fresco and mural paintings depicting various mythological and historical scenes. I'm getting better at this. The more you read, the more better you'll get at this. With reference to the term Panchayatan, refers to Panchayat, वही assembly of elders. Okay, I didn't know. It's related to temple. In the cultural history of India, the term Panchayatan refers to style of temple construction. Panchayatan is a Sanskrit word which means part composition, a five-fold system. In this style of temple architecture, the main shrine is surrounded by smaller shrines at the four corners of square, forming a pentagon or a cross shape. The 5 shrines together are believed to represent the 5 elements of nature: earth, water, fire, air, the ether. The Indian style of temple construction was popular during the Gupta period, 4th to 6th century, and is still used in some parts of India today. Alright, I'm not good with the cultural terms. Cultural terms. Or terms. I didn't know it was a style of mound. Certainly. With reference to Indian art and culture, consider the following pairs: famous work of sculpture and site. An image of Buddha's Mahaparivarman, numerous celestial musicians above the sorrowful figures of his Ajanta, yes. A huge image of Varaha Avtara, boar incarnation of Vishnu, rescues goddess Earth from deep and chaotic waters sculpted on rock Mount Abu. Mount Abu is for Jain. I'm not sure. Arjun Pinnacle, Descent of Ganga sculpted. Um, 1, 2, and 3. I mean, 1 and 3 are fine. I'm not sure about the second one. Alright, I got it. It means I'm able to do it well. The correct painting's famous work 1 and 3 only. The correct pairing of the famous work of sculpture and their styles in Indian history of art and culture are as following: a grand image of Buddha's Mahapari Nivaran with numerous celestial musicians above the sorrowful figures of the followers below Ajanta. The Ajanta caves are located in Aurangabad district of Maharashtra, India. The caves contain some of the finest surviving examples of ancient Indian art, particularly Buddhist religious art, and is well known for their paintings and rock cut sculptures. One of the most famous sculptures at Ajanta is Mahapari Nirvara, Death of Buddha panel, and depicts the Buddha lying on his side as he enters into the final nirvana. A huge image of Vara avatar, boar incarnation of Vishnu as he rescues goddess Earth from the deep and chaotic waters sculpted on the rock Malapuram, also known as Mahabalipuram, is UNESCO World Heritage Site located in Tamil Nadu. India is famous for its group of monuments, rock cut sculpture which date back to 7th and the 8th century. One of the most famous sculpture in Mamlapuram is the Varaha Cave Temple, which features a large bas relief sculpture of Vara avatar, boar incarnation of Vishnu rescuing goddess Earth from the depth of the sea. Arjuna penance, descent of Ganga sculpted on the surface of the huge boulders Mamlapuram. Arjuna's penance is massive relief sculpture located in the town of Mamlapuram in Tamil Nadu, India, and sculpture which is 27 meters and 9 meters high is carved into two massive boulders and depicted scenes from Hindu mythology, including the descent of river Ganga from the heavens. Alright. We are doing great. We are not as clueless as we thought we might be. Um, Buddhism, Jainism, I don't think so. We are too done with it, but at least we are good with the culture part. With reference to India's culture, what is Kalari Pattu? It's like a sort of um, like it's a sport which entails with martial arts. Yeah, it's a form of martial arts. It's not that difficult. Kalaripattu is an ancient martial art form that originated in the present day state of Kerala, India. It is considered to be one of the oldest material arts in the world, with a history dating back to over 3000 years. Kalaripattu includes physical exercises, self defense techniques, weapon training. The art form is traditionally taught in the Gurukul system, where students live with the Guru teacher and learn the art form through rigorous training and discipline. Kalaripattu is known for its dynamic movements, acrobatics, weapon skills, and is practiced with some part of the South India as a form of self defense and cultural tradition. Very nice. Only a few questions are left. Uh, what is common to the two historical places, Ajanta and Mahabalipuram? Both were built in the same period. Both belong to the same. No. Both have rock cut monuments. Three only. According to NCRT, I mean, a lot of people say that it's stone built, but I am proud of myself at this moment because it's like I just read 5 books. One of them was NCRT, and it turns out those 4 books, 2 were of Government of India. One was like for fun, like the Government of India one was very helpful, and the approach guide book was very helpful. It turns out, and Khajuraho one was helpful. The question asks about the commonalities between the two historical places, Ajanta and Mahabalipuram. States that both Ajanta and Mahabalipuram were built in the same period, but it's incorrect because Ajanta caves were established around 2nd century BC, about 480 CE, while monuments at Mahabalipuram were built in the 7th and 8th century. Option 2 claims that they belong to the same religious denomination. This is not true. Ajanta caves are mainly Buddhist, while temples in Mahabalipuram are Hindus. Okay, both rock cut monuments. The statement is correct because both Ajanta and Mahabalipuram are renowned for their rock cut architecture. Alright, cool. We're just left with a couple of more questions. With reference to the cultural history of India, memorizing the chronicles, dynastic histories, and epithalams was a profession of the following. Sharmana? I have no idea. Also, this question: which of the following book of ancient India has a love story of a son of the founder of Sunga dynasty? Literature is another part that I'm not good at. Literature, especially Sanskrit literature. I should be working on it, and Tamil literature as well. Magadha. I could have not guessed. Sharmana refers to wandering monks, while these monks aimed to achieve the spiritual state of peace. Their primary duty did not include the memorizing of chronicles of histories. Parivarajaka is another term synonymous with wandering religious medicants. Their goal was to attain spiritual enlightenment as they did not typically memorize chronicles. Dynastic histories, epithets, agar harikas refers to individuals who were given grants or village by the rulers of the day to maintain temples. They were also wouldn't traditionally have been entrusted with memorizing chronicle, dynastic history, the epic tales. Singers and narrators who used to sing praises of their patrons and tell stories of their valor. Their profession involved memorizing, narrating chronicles, dynastic histories, epic tales, and therefore they are correct answer. It is such a beautiful uh, Magadha, Magadha, meaning of Magadha. I could not have guessed, honestly. And we are with the last question. I cannot guess this one either. Sunga dynasty, Ratnavali, Meghaduta. Malavika Gimnimitra. It's a Sanskrit play by Kalidasa. It means Kalidasa is important. An ancient Indian poet and playwright, it is believed to have been written during the 5th century CE. The play revolves around the love story of King Agnimitra, the son of the founder of Sanga dynasty, and a beautiful maiden named Malvika. The play portrays the romance between Agnimitra and Malvika, who was the dancer at the court of Vidarbha, a neighboring kingdom. The story goes that Agnimitra falls in love with Malvika after seeing her dance at a royal function. However, he faces obstacles in pursuit of her, including competition from another suitors and the disapproval of Malvika's caretaker. The play is renowned for its poetic language, intricate plot, and vivid portrayal of characters. It is considered one of Kalidasa's finest work and masterpiece of the ancient Indian literature. Swapavasudata is a Sanskrit play by Bhasa, another ancient Indian playwright. However, it is not about Sunga dynasty or the love story of its founder son. Meghaduta, Sanskrit poem by Kalidasa about Yaksha, a supernatural being who sends a message to his wife through a cloud. It is work of lyrical beauty and celebrates one of Kalidasa's greatest achievement, but it is not related to Sunga dynasty. Ratnavali is a Sanskrit play by Harsha, an Indian poet and playwright. It tells the story of a princess named Ratnavali, her love interest, the king's messenger who disguises himself as a musician to win her heart. But Ratnavali is also a love story. It is not related to Sunga dynasty or its founder's son. In conclusion, the love story of the founder of the Sunga dynasty is depicted in Kalidasa's play. We'll be solving these questions later on. We're first like doing questions from UPSC itself. Only UPSC. Yep. We'll try to do it later on. Did I miss? Yeah, I missed one. I missed a question. I didn't realize it was. Uh, with the reference to art and archaeological history of India, which one of the following was made earliest? Lingaraja temple at Bhubaneswar, rock cut at Mahabalipuram, Varam image at Udaigiri. It was much later. Rock cut elephant at Dholi. Elephanta caves was made earliest in the art and archaeology. Sculpture Dholi, Odisha. It is believed to date back to third in making it. I just made a random guess. I'm not sure how I did that. Fin caves to large rock cut face. So yay, we're done with it. Thali. Next up, we'll be doing this Buddhist Jaina. Same amount of questions. There's Gupta, there's Mauryan, Vedic Age, AH others, Indus Valley. We'll be doing these together. I could not have guessed, but okay. Thank you.